Are Arsenal back in for Moises Caicedo? Yes, people, welcome back to another Arsenal transfer news video. As always, if you love being kept up to date with daily Arsenal transfer news, this is the place to be. Make sure you subscribe down below. We're road to 3,000 subscribers. It's a win-win for both of us. And make sure you let me know in the comment section your thoughts on Caicedo to Arsenal. Let's not waste any more time. Get straight into the tweet today, brought by inlcuding News on Twitter, who does exclusive stories for a multitude of clubs. And his one today is about Arsenal. Exclusive. Juventus have contacted Arsenal regarding Thomas Partey. Arsenal are very open to selling the star player at the right price. The club wants to replace Partey with Moises Caicedo. Declan Rice deal is 100% done. Of course, I love to hear that. And Urian Tim has agreed personal terms, medical books. Now, of all the stories here, the one that really excites me, as you can probably tell, is the second one. The club wants to replace Thomas Partey with Moises Caicedo. Because I've said from the start of the window, guys, those of you who have been here before on this channel know that I want Moises Caicedo so badly. Like, I've been calling for Caicedo and Rice to be Arsenal's two-star signings this summer transfer window. I think what Rice does is unbelievable, but what Caicedo does as well is different, but I feel like they'll complement each other so well. Caicedo at Brighton plays the central defensive midfield role, 21 years old. We know Arsenal already have an interest in the player. That is proven by the fact we targeted him in January and bidded 70 million in our second bid for the player. We want this player badly. And also he can play right back as well, just like we've seen Thomas Partey play for Arsenal in recent weeks. Now, Declan Rice coming in will be Arsenal's star signing, but think about a team where you've got a midfield of Caicedo at CDM, Rice playing that Xhaka role that potentially, if Xhaka does leave, as we assume so, he could play, and then Ødegaard as well. What a midfield three that would be. Then you've got Kai Havertz potentially playing that box-to-box role as well in certain games, or playing up front. Really thought to use that side of the team. Now, when Arsenal went on to sign Kai Havertz, and we heard all the rumours of him potentially playing that number 8 position Xhaka was occupying before, I kind of sat there and I resigned us to the fact that we're probably not going to sign Caicedo, right? Because we're already spending over 200 million this window. We're bringing in Rice, potentially that's over 100 million. Urian Tim is about 40 million. And we know Kai Havertz is 65 million. So you're looking at it, Arsenal spent 200 million very early in the transfer window. How much more money do we have to spend? How much more do Kroenke really willing to put into this Arsenal Football Club? But I've sat there and I've gone, if we bring in Havertz, Rice and Timber, but let go of Xhaka, Partey, Balogun, potentially Kieran Tierney or Tomiyasu or someone like that, have we really improved? Like, yes, on a player-by-player basis, you could say Rice is better than Partey or Xhaka, etc., etc. You could say Havertz is better than Xhaka, not in my opinion in that position, but you never know. And you say Timber's an improvement on Tierney or Tomiyasu potentially, but has our squad depth improved? Not in my eyes. Not in my eyes at all. I mean, personally, if you're looking to run Kai Havertz at the number 8 and Declan Rice as a defensive midfielder, it's a very risky midfield playing Declan Rice, Kai Havertz and Martin Ødegaard. Very offensive midfield. And I know Arteta may have a trick up his sleeve in Urian Timber slotting into midfield potentially, and then he becomes that extra central defensive midfielder, that extra body in midfield. But on paper, it looks very risky. I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. But I'd rather have Partey and Xhaka than Rice and Kai Havertz, if that's the like-for-like improvements. However, if we do go on to sell Thomas Partey and replace him with Moises Caicedo, that does get me excited. That genuinely does. Because when you look at Moises Caicedo, that is a world beater. This man is unbelievable. Genuinely, he's such a good midfielder. And he's propelled Brighton to a European spot. Brighton never finished in Europa League in their history. And with Caicedo in that team, alongside players like Alexis Mac Allister, of course, and others, they've done so well. But I always say the central defensive midfield player is the most important in the team. He is that rock. He is that anchor that can literally shield the defence and build the attacks. And it's not like Brighton play a system that wouldn't suit Arsenal, etc. Brighton and De Zerbi play a really nice footballing system. I think Arsenal fans saw it clear in point when they dispatched us 3-0 at the Emirates. Do you guys remember that game towards the back end of last season? They completely walked off the park at the Emirates. That was really slick football. Free-flowing football, possession football. Football that Arsenal intend on playing at the same time. So Caicedo will be used to that. He'll slot in seamlessly into his team. And if we get this deal over the line, it'd be absolutely perfect. Now, the roadblocks for this deal are the fact that Chelsea involved. We know Chelsea have a lot of money to spend. They actually haven't spent a lot of money so far, but they're selling Kai Havertz to us for 65 million. They're getting about 60 million for Mason Mount. Ruben Loftus-Cheek could be out the door. Kante's already gone, etc. Kovacic is gone. The clear out has started. The mass exodus has started at Chelsea Football Club. They're going to need to bring players in. And we know they want Caicedo. According to Fabrizio Romano, personal terms have been agreed. We also know that Chelsea are going to be advancing on talks for Caicedo now that Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Kovacic, all those players have left the door. They've got rid of all their midfielders that they want to get rid of. They're going to now start to advance on the deal for Moises Caicedo. But the longer they wait, the more chance Arsenal have to nip in and get this deal over the line, right, guys? Because let's look at it this way. Caicedo has agreed personal terms with Chelsea. That is true. But at the same time, let's be completely honest about it. The player will choose Arsenal over Chelsea. We are the better, more attractive team to go to. Let's be completely honest about it. So, if Arsenal want to get this deal done over the line, we've got to move quickly, but it can be done. I genuinely think it can be. Now, here's the thing about it. Are Arsenal going to move quickly? That's why I question, because going for Declan Rice, right? We were the only team really in for him. I know Bayern Munich had interest, but they didn't lodge any formal bid. And we took our time. We went slow. We laboured about, sent 2 bids that were, let's be honest, under par. It was only when Man City started to get involved that we actually started to look around and go, hang on a minute, Man City are involved now. Let's actually start to aggressively go for this deal. Then we submitted our 3rd offer, which was, let's be honest, the perfect offer West Ham United wanted. Barring, obviously, the structural terms in terms of how it's going to be paid, the installments and the length of the payment terms. But in terms of the fee, it was perfect. Exactly what West Ham wanted. They accepted that fee. So maybe the fact Chelsea interested could work for Arsenal, as in like we'll actually pull our boots up and go for the player. But at the same time, if it's going to be a bidding war, Chelsea will outbid us. We've already spent 200 million this window. I'm surprised to see how much more we're going to spend. Obviously, with certain outgoings of fringe players like Partey, Xhaka, etc., we could potentially recoup about 100 million or just short of 100 million. And if we do have a transfer kitty of 150 million, that will mean we have 50 million excess to spend potentially. But if I'm looking at it right now, Caicedo is going to cost at least 75, 80 million. Chelsea are not going to be in for him. Chelsea's going to be hot on his tail. So if you're Arsenal, you got to move assured. The player wants to move. I know we need Caicedo. Look, guys, if we get Kai Havertz, Rice and Timber, it's a good window, but it's nowhere near a perfect window for me. You bring in Caicedo, Rice, Timber and Havertz, and for me, I'm looking at that as a really good window, like genuinely a 9 out of 10 window. 10 out of 10 if we brought in a proper striker, you know what I mean? Like that to that extent. But that's a really good window in my eyes. So if you're Arsenal, if you're Kroenke, if you're Edu, if you're Mikel Arteta, Richard Garlick, Vinay, whoever's involved in the transfer proceedings, make sure you move quickly on this one, man. Make sure you move quickly on the Caicedo. I'd like to see it happen. In terms of other rumours, talks about Tchouaméni potentially being an alternative. Romeo Lavia as well, I've discussed him in previous videos. So a Tchouaméni video will be coming out, guys. After this one, make sure you stay tuned, hit the bell notification and subscribe, as you do not want to miss that. A video all about Aurélien Tchouaméni, and that one gets me excited as well. Look, if we're not going for Caicedo, at least go for a top quality player like Tchouaméni, because I think he's unbelievable. But the main thing is, and the good news is, Arsenal are looking at central defensive midfielder to replace Thomas Partey, according to reports by numerous sources, and that really does get me excited. But in the meantime, let's see what happens in terms of Declan Rice deal, the Uri and Timber deal. I expect fast advancements on that ones, and I do expect those deals to get over the line. As always, I'll keep you guys up to date with all Arsenal transfer news daily, including the Rice and Timber deal as soon as they're done. So if you appreciate that, make sure you subscribe down below, and I'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts in the comment section regarding all Arsenal transfer news. I've been Wonderful. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Make sure you drop a like down below so if it gets out to more people in the algorithm, and I hope to see you all in my next one. Take care.